Hi guys, George here from eternitysound.com, and today we're going to take a look at Rob Chiarelli's Mix Bus Lite plugin. Now this is a master bus plugin. It's something you put on your master out, and basically it compresses the signal, adds a little bit of saturation, messes with the attack, and adds extra harmonics. Pretty straightforward. 3 parameters and a input level indicator. First up is your drive, and that's just a slider. Then the attack, which has 5 settings: hip hop, pop, rock, ballad, and easy. And then your color, which is none fat, clear, warm, and full. The input indicator down the bottom is not a dB meter. Essentially, it shows you when you hit the sweet spot for the compressor to do its thing. Essentially, what you want is to have your input level be running so the yellow lead at 0 is lighting up. According to the paperwork, it's okay if the clip light comes on every now and then. It just shouldn't be on constantly. Now, I did give this a go on some EDM stuff because that's what I generally do. However, I found that it's not really suitable for EDM stuff. So it's more going to be in line with actual instrument recording artists, rock bands, and punk and metal and pop and all of those kinds of things. So I ended up just putting a little clip together so we can test this. So first off, we're going to run through it with without any of with the mix bus deactivated, in fact, and then we'll start comparing once that's done. So first we'll have a listen through to the unaffected version of the clip. So there we go, nothing spectacular. I don't really make this kind of music, but it'll serve the purpose. Anyway, so what we'll do now is we'll push up the level. So we hit the yellow light. So it's on continuously. It's actually quite hard to get it on all the time. So through my testing, I found that hitting the 3, so it's constantly on, and then having blips into the yellow and red, yellow and red, yellow and red is pretty alright. So we'll do that now. Right, so now we're hitting the correct level for the sweet spot for this plugin to start doing its thing. I ran some tests with a pure sine wave initially, and what I found was the attack adds a little bit of extra harmonics in the upper register, and the color messes with the general EQ a little bit. The fat adds a little bit of bottom end round about the 80k mark. Clear actually pulls out a little bit of the low sub and pushes some of the higher sub frequencies. So I'd say mid-low bass. The warm takes out a little bit of the top end and pushes a general low end. So you get like a very analog sounding effect, essentially, which is overblown bass and slightly less responsive top end. And then the full is just a boost of tops in certain harmonics and a slight boost in the lows as well. So running through the attacks by themselves just like that doesn't seem to affect the sound that much. It's got an effect on the sound once you have one of the color options selected. So we're going to skip running through just the attack by itself at this particular level, as it doesn't seem to do that much. First we're just going to run through the colors. I'll switch it while we're going through the track, and then we'll move over to the to switching the attack while running through, or while staying on one particular color. Here we go. So as you can hear, as soon as I hit the full color, it actually opens up a little bit, brightens up a little bit, and the low end becomes a little bit fuller as well. Now, I personally favor the fat on this particular track, so leave it on fat and then switch the attacks. If you're not listening on studio monitors or decent headphones, you may not notice a difference. What I suggest you listen out for, however, is the snare, because it actually gets affected quite a bit by this attack option. Hip hop and pop is very similar. The rock actually boosts the sustain of the snare, so it actually makes the snare a little bit fuller and slightly more snappy, and the ballad actually smooths off the attack while still leaving a little bit of the sustain, and easy smooths it off even more, so pay attention to that. Here we go. So like I said earlier, I think this is a plugin more geared towards acoustic material or band material. I did give it a bash on individual channels, on inserts, and not really effective in that respect. Essentially, once you start hitting the input drive, it pushes the level quite hard, and you actually need to back off quite a bit. Now, it does change the sound. Definitely give it a go. Definitely at least experiment at the very least, even if you are doing EDM type stuff. However, like I said, probably not going to be that useful for EDM in general. Overall, pretty good plugin. Like what it does by itself, it's a bit minimal. I may use it in conjunction with other plugins to color the sound even further. But yeah, not a bad little plugin for $19. Go check it out.